Hello, in this video what we're going to be working on is how to begin a story. And when looking at the narrative writing checklist, it says I wrote a beginning in which I showed what was happening and where, getting the readers into the world of the story. So what that really means is you need to think about where are you, what's the problem, who's there with you. You want to get the readers in that moment with you. So when I was reading this story, the story doesn't take place until the next day, but I'm going to kind of work with it and pretend that this is the way it's going to go. So one cold, starry night, me, my dad, and my big brother Ben were having a fun vacation and we were going fishing the next morning. I was so excited to see how many fish I would catch, and I lied awake in bed at the cabin that we rented. I kept looking up at the clock to see if it was morning. So that's a great way to introduce and kind of get the person there, but I think we can get them in the moment even more. So as I'm going to rewrite it a little bit. As I laid awake in the uncomfortable twin bed in a cabin that was so rustic, the dust was everywhere. Achoo! I sneezed again. I wish these people had dusted before we came, I thought. I don't want to be sick before we go fishing. So even that's just giving that a little bit more descriptive, because it said you're in a cabin that we rented. So you know what? I'm trying to get, maybe this cabin's not very used very much. It's a little dusty. It's making you sneeze and you're worried because you're so excited about going fishing that you don't want to be sick for it. So I was so excited. I kept thinking about the water glistening in the morning sunrise. My dad and my older brother Ben and I sitting in a small boat together with our fishing rods in the water, bobbing, waiting for all the fish to be caught. The only thing is I haven't really hinted at a problem yet. And when you're leading into this, you need to make sure that you're starting to hint at a problem. So I'm going to make up a problem because I don't know what this person's problem was off the top of my head. So let's pretend that the problem is that it's raining next morning, waiting for all the fish to be caught. I stared up at the stars through the window and hoped the weatherman was wrong about tomorrow. I woke up a few hours later and heard something hitting the metal roof of the house. Ping, 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 I heard over and over again. I rolled over slowly, dreading what I might see out the window. I was unfortunately right. It was raining. So I'm going to just correct my few little errors that I have in there. Oh, I was right. It was raining. So I've already told you, where are we? What are they hoping for? What's the problem? So when you go back into your story, you need to ask yourself, does my reader know where I am? Does my reader know what my problem is? Do I get right into it, or do I have too much extra stuff in there? So make sure when you guys are working on that, those are some things that you're thinking of.